My name is Nick. I am the minister here at Red Deer Lake United Church.
And I'm Vi, and I'm the congregational care counselor for this church.
And we want to invite you to drive through communion. Yeah, drive through communion. It's exactly what it sounds like. You come into our amazing parking lot here at the church, you stay in the comfort and safety of your own car, and we get to have communion together. So all you have to do is get here, bring whatever you want to eat and drink. Some people bring coffee, tea, wine, homemade bread, cookies, pizza, it doesn't matter. But you get to have this communion, this meal that gives us so much life.
And we'd love to see you. Please join us and just look underneath for the day and the time, and you'll get all the details.
We'll see you there.
Hi, I'm Marge Denhout. The hospitality team is planning to help connect those in our congregation who are missing their church family and our community time. So we decided to try a church-centered virtual coffee time so our church family can meet using Zoom.
Hi, I'm Britta, and for our virtual coffee time on Zoom, it'll be at 9:30 a.m. before church every Sunday. You can find the links for the Zoom meeting in our newsletter every week that goes out on Thursdays. Zoom is super easy to use. You can have it on pretty much any device, your smartphone, your laptop, your iPad, and if you need help with it, the tutorial is available in our newsletter.
Hi, I'm Larry Stillwell. You know, before the pandemic, we gathered for coffee and conversation before and after church, but now we're going to try something different. We're going to gather virtually, and we'd like you to come along with us. Let's give it a try. Let's work on this together on Sundays, 9:30.
Hey friends, I want to invite you to an upcoming program here at the church that we are ever so creatively calling the Justice Sessions. We have partnered up with World Renew to have 4 evening conversations all about exploring what justice and our faith have to do with each other. Each week we're going to look at what the Bible says about justice, what Jesus says about justice, and how we as people of faith are supposed to view things like patriarchy or racism or sexism or discrimination, tribalism, all these evil and toxic things that exist in our world, and most importantly, ask how we can make a difference. We've got slots for 10 people, so we want you to sign up if you are interested in learning how you can make a difference in this world. All the information is in the description below, so sign up and we'll see you there.
Hey everyone, Mandy here. I don't know about you, but I am sure missing Kids Zone. For any of you who are missing Kids Zone, Sunday school, or whatever we used to do traditionally, or you did traditionally as a family, make sure you check out Family Friday. It's posted every single Friday on our website and on social media, and it's fun for all ages. Yes, that includes the adults too. I have to admit, I like doing the colorings and crafts. So check it out, do it as a family, give it to your kiddos to enjoy while you're attending Sunday service, or do it throughout the week. Whatever you choose to do, there is no right or wrong way to do Family Friday. Hope you enjoy, and bye-bye.
Hey everybody, Nick here. Are you sitting at home on your bed being like, what's going on at Red Deer? Like, I would love an update. Well, you are in luck. On May 16th, that is a Sunday, we'll be releasing a video that gives you a behind the scenes look to everything that's been going on at the church over the past little bit. We've got some stuff to pass on to you. We have so much to celebrate and let you in on. We have some financial information to pass your way. We want to let you know about the work we are currently doing. And then later on that week, on the Thursday, I think it is, we're going to be having a church-wide Zoom call. And that's a chance for us to come together as a church, and you can ask all your questions and we can give you all the answers we possibly can. So stay tuned to your inbox. Make sure to check Facebook and all those places we put all that stuff, because all the information will be coming up on there. But I wanted to let you know now, because I know you've got questions. I know you're wondering, and we hear you, and we have some stuff coming up just for you. Hey friends, welcome to a Sunday service with Red Deer Lake United Church. My name is Nick, I am the minister here, and we are an affirming church that gratefully gathers on Treaty 7 land. And what we are all about is finding in the way of Jesus a new way of being human and alive in this world. A way we say that's connected with God, each other, and ourselves. This way of life, this way of being, that taps into those sacred and holy things like hope, joy, peace, and love, curiosity, belonging, wonder, truth, wisdom, connection. Yeah, all those things. All those amazing things that transform us, that stretch us, that challenge us, that inspire us, that teach us new rhythms and habits and postures. These things that help us go out and transform the world, turning it into one where everyone has enough, and everyone has a place. Yeah, that is who we are. That is what we are all about. That's what we try to do in everything that we are, in everything that we do. And this is our Sunday service. This is where we gather together to do that one thing that we have to do to become truly, fully, and wholly human. And that's pull over, press pause, and take some time to connect with God. That source of life, that ground of being, that mystery underneath it all, that energy that holds it all together and guides it all forward, that extravagant and indiscriminate love. Yeah, that's what this time is all about. This isn't just about gathering to check some things off a list, or just about seeing some people, or just about being affirmed or inspired. This is about life stuff. This is about being stuff. This is fundamental human stuff. And so whoever you are, wherever you come from, whatever it is that brought you here, know this. Know this. You are in the right place. This is a good place to be in, because God is a God of extravagant and indiscriminate love. Because God is a love that is as, take the love, the biggest love that you can imagine, and multiply it by infinity. Yeah, that's the kind of love we're talking about. That's what and who God is. And because God is that, in this place, whoever you are, wherever you're at, whatever you're bringing in with you, whatever questions you got, wherever you're at in your faith and spirituality in life, you're welcome here. You're wanted here, and you are accepted here. Yeah, we are so glad that you are on this journey with us. Thank you for being here. We have a really great service lined up for you, lots of good stuff, but we're also doing things a little bit different, and I want to kind of prep you for it so you can be excited for it and join in on it. Usually, how we do things here is we do an entire service on YouTube, and then we invite you to join us on Zoom afterwards for a quick follow-up conversation and a time to be in community. But we're going to switch it up a little bit today, and we're going to do half here and half on Zoom. So we're going to have some music, some prayers, and a little bit of a reflection here on this video that you're watching right now. And then later on, we're going to ask you all, everyone who's here, to join us on Zoom for a time of wonderful conversation, some prayers, and also some music. And so whether you are new to Zoom, whether you hate Zoom, whether you're like, I don't really care either way, all that to say, come and join us. You don't have to participate. You don't have to talk. You just be there. Get in on that, because that's where church also happens. And so in about 20 or so minutes, click the link below, wherever it is down there in the comment box, and join us on Zoom, because we're going to have a great time of doing a service there as well. And so it's going to be good. Do that. But let's start with this. Let's get into our Sunday service with this. Let's start by recognizing a beautiful, powerful, transformative, and liberating truth. This truth that we should recognize each and every day. This truth that can help us start each and every day, even each and every moment, in the right way. And that truth, my friends, is this. It is a new day. Yeah, it is a new day. Morning has broken, and it is a brand new day. And so we're going to head into a meditation that's all about grounding us in that truth, and then we'll head into a song. And so as we do all this together, again, know you're in the right place. Know that God is with us. And as always, may peace be with you. God of the morning, it is a new day. Help us to feel that middle word, new, as in fresh. Not then, but now. 100% different, brand spanking new. Will yesterday's problems and all that struggles and work may remain? Morning has broken, and it is a new day. What happened back then does not get to define and determine today. God, let that sink in. Let that go to work in us. What happened back then does not get to define and determine today. So God, on this new morning, we begin how we should start every new moment of every new day, with a breath. In and out. And with that breath, or as many breaths as it takes, we gather up courage and hope, and we lean into the grace this new day brings.
Morning has broken like the first morning. Blackbird has spoken like the first bird. Praise for the singing, praise for the morning, praise for them springing fresh from the word. Sweet the rain's new fall, sunlit from heaven, like the first dew fall on the first grass. Praise for the sweetness of the wet garden, sprung in completeness where God's feet pass. Ours is the sunlight, ours is the morning, born of the one night Eden saw play. Praise with elation, praise every morning, God's recreation of the new day.
How you doing? Did that work? Do you find yourself in a new place than you were a few minutes ago? Yeah, let me know if that truth worked. Let me know how you're doing now that we've let that truth go to work within us, now that we've sung that song. Do you feel different? Does something happen within you? Because that's the thing about truths, isn't it? That's why we spend so much time every single Sunday exploring the truths and wisdom of our spirituality and our faith. Because they do transform us. They can change everything. Waking up each and every day, and even repeating to ourselves each and every moment, this is a new day, this is a new day. What happened back then does not get to define and determine today. It can change us. It can help us leave all that behind and step into something new. It can give us some courage and some hope. Yeah, that's why these truths are so powerful. They can change everything. They can lead us into something new. And so hopefully that truth went to work within you. Hopefully you are in a new place, even if it's just the tiniest of new places. Our hope and our prayer is that truth went to work. And please, by all means, put that in your pocket and practice it each and every morning. But let's leave that there and let's head into the other parts of our service. And the next two things we're going to do, they're going to set up what we'll talk about in our Zoom call. We're going to ask you two questions. And these are the two questions that we'll spend some time talking about together on the Zoom call. And it's going to be a great time of sharing our stories and exploring our questions together. And the first question rises out of something that I've learned today. Literally this morning, as I was scrolling through Twitter, I learned this. And this is something that has tipped the scales for me. It's actually changed my mind about something. Because if you know me, if you've been doing church with us long enough, when we get around to this time of year, literally this Sunday every single year, when we get around to Mother's Day, I don't like to celebrate it in church. I'm usually really resistant to having a whole service revolve around Mother's Day. And that resistance comes out of two places for me. One, it comes out of this belief I had, that Mother's Day is just this hallmark holiday. It's just this capitalist idea that wants us to spend money, and we as a church shouldn't get tied up in that. But it also comes out of this awareness that Mother's Day for a lot of people, maybe the majority of people, isn't a beautiful and lovely day, but is in fact really difficult. It's really difficult for those who are grieving their mothers. It's really difficult for those who can't be mothers. It's really difficult those who have abusive or strained relationships with their mothers. It's really difficult for those who have been shamed because they don't want to be mothers. And us having a Mother's Day service that doesn't recognize that tension, that doesn't make room for all those people, it gets really difficult for me. I don't know if we can be an affirming, inclusive, and loving church and do both at the same time. And so my way of solving it, for better or for worse, is just not to celebrate it at all. We can mention it during the prayers, cool, whatever, but let's not have a whole thing revolving around it. And then this morning I'm reading my tweets, and a colleague posted about the real history of Mother's Day. And I didn't know this. This completely changed my mind on all this. Because did you know that the real origins of Mother's Day goes back to post-war times with a mother and daughter duo named Anna and Ann Jarvis? And they were members of the Methodist Church. And Anna and Ann Jarvis, they looked at their community, they looked at their city, they looked at the world around them, and they saw all the trauma, chaos, and damage from the war. And what they saw was not a peaceful world. What they saw was not a just world. And they believed that in order to get to a world of peace and justice, in order to heal the world and heal all the people within it from the trauma and chaos of war, they knew women are going to play an essential and crucial part. They knew women could be healers of a world and lead us into one that's full of peace and full of justice. And so they started this movement that brought all kinds of women together, not just mothers, but all kinds of women. And they had nursing workshops. They had free medical clinics. They had after-school programs. They had food programs. They had therapy services. And they slowly started this movement that grew and grew and grew and brought all kinds of women together to do the work of healing, peace, and justice. And this movement was called Mother's Day. That's what it was first called. And then over all the decades since, it's become what we have today. And if you ask me, by looking at this, I wonder if we as a church and we as people, if we can go back to the true and real meaning of Mother's Day. And not to dismiss what it's become, but to recognize it as something more. That it is a time when we look at all the women who have taught us about peace, healing, and justice, and see what we've learned from them, what we can still learn from them, and how we all can join them in that work of making a new kind of world, one where everyone has enough and everyone has a place. Yeah, isn't that amazing? That is so cool. I had no idea. And so now I am all for having a Mother's Day service. I am all for talking about and celebrating the women who have taught us about peace and justice. And the question I have for you, this is the first question. The question I want us to ask and answer now is, who are the women who have taught you about peace and justice? Who are the people in your lives, the women in your lives, mothers or not, who have taught you about healing? Who have taught you about nurturing hope and courage and grace? Who has shown you how to be a maker of peace and justice? So take some time, let yourself answer that, and bring your answer with you to the Zoom call. And we'll spend some time answering it there. So that, my friends, is question number 1. And for question number 2, we're going to bring in one of my favorite women. And her name is Krista Tippett. And some of you might know her. She is the host of On Being. On Being is a program and a podcast all about exploring spirituality and how to be human in this world. And she is such a thoughtful person. She is such a great interviewer, and she asks the most amazing questions, the most thought-provoking questions, and I can never get enough of her interviews. And we're going to play you a little clip of her asking one really huge and, I think, beautiful question. And that's the question I want us to ask in our Zoom call. And so we're going to listen to Krista, and then we'll come back for a quick moment before we head on to our Zoom call. So my friends, I want to introduce to you, for those of you who have not met her, Krista Tippett.
What question, like if you could have the universe answer you, that's not answered right now?
What would my question be? That's a good question. Well, so one thing I like to do when I'm doing my interviews is I like to ask questions that I think will be interesting to the person being interviewed. So I'm trying to think what would be an interesting question for the universe.
Right, exactly. That's awesome.
It's a really big one. Do you ask everybody this?
No, it's for time.
It's a huge question. You should do it as an exercise.
I asked Tom Wright at one time.
See, I don't think I would ask, why is there suffering? Even though I don't understand that. And I don't think I would ask if we are really free, which is a big debate between physicists and theologians. I think I would ask why we find it so hard to live the ways we know we want to live. That's a real puzzle to me about human beings. And it's not that, I think most of us do our best, and we find ways as we go through life to keep doing that better. And some of us actually become wise. But it doesn't seem to be completely natural to us. to do what is best for ourselves. And I find that puzzling.
It's like I want mystery part of it. Don't take that out. But at the
No.
same time, it seems like there'd be some banks around that river to help us like all flow, you know? Is it that same thing that you're like,
Yeah.
maybe we're not free, or maybe...
And I wonder if the answer is that we need each other, and that we need to know our need of each other. And that's actually not something we're very good at. And in fact, our culture kind of tells us to be self-sufficient, and we create ourselves, and we're on our own, and we're strong and can do. But I think a lot about the idea that this idea that came from Teilhard de Chardin, this Jesuit, that the next stage of evolution is spiritual. And if that's true, the way we're going to get there is in understanding that my well-being is inextricably linked to your well-being. Just like I know that about my baby that I give birth to, I should know that about the person on the other side of my community who's in need. And I don't help them because I'm deciding, to be a good person. But we are in this together, right? That's like from a rock song. Except North Korea.
Right.
Yeah. So maybe the point is that in order for it to become more natural, more instinctive for us to be who we want to be our best selves, and to create the world we want to create for our children, we have to know our need of others to help us stay accountable and to help us keep growing and learning. So that would be a good answer to that question, but it actually still doesn't make it any easier.
Still can't sell that. Shoot. What's your favorite curse word? I never asked anybody this. I just thought of that because what's his name does it.
I don't really like curse words. I'm kind of a... I spent a lot of time in England, and I like how they preserve our common language. I'm not a big curse word person. Sorry, I can't give you...
What pisses you off? Can I say that? That's pretty crass.
What pisses me off? Well, I mean, lots of things. I'm good at righteous indignation. It's hard to answer that question without getting too specific.
Right, you're like Jim Thornburg.
That's right.
I don't know who Jim Thornburg is, by the way.
I think in some ways it comes back to this puzzle of why is it hard for us to be our best selves. I get frustrated by people not aspiring higher, not reaching higher.
Does God cry?
Absolutely.
That's good news.
It is.
Why?
Because God is no stranger to the fullness of what it means to be human.
Do you like being human?
Well, it's the only option I was given. I think it's pretty good.
Right? Such a good question. Why do we find it so hard to live the ways we know we should? And this is why I think she's so great. You can kind of see her be like, no, it's a good question, but not the right question. Yeah, good question, but not the right question. This is the question. And it's that question, my friends, that we're also going to ask in our Zoom call. And we're doing this way not only because it gives us a chance to do church in person, but also because it leads us into that other truth that we hold. That to be holy is to be curious. To be curious is to be holy. It's good, important, and essential to ask big questions and to ask them together. Because we know it's in community, especially our diverse community. It's there we know we can really engage in that work and answer them in the ways that we know we should. Together. And so we're about to go jump on the Zoom call, and I invite all of you, especially, well, not all of you, because if you're watching this not on Sunday, you can't do this, but if you're not watching this on Sunday, let's just take a moment to talk to you. In the comment box below, like in the YouTube comment section, I would love for you to answer the questions there. Share your thoughts with us there, and I'll make sure I come in and engage with you, or go to our Facebook page and put them there, or email me. You can do that too. Still engage with these questions, or better yet, if you're watching this with your friends and family, do it with them. Engage with them on these questions there. We don't want you to miss out just because you're not with us here on Sunday. So that's for you guys. For all of you who are watching this live on Sunday, click the link below. That's going to take you to the Zoom room. And even if you're sick of Zoom, even if you're new to Zoom, please come. I encourage you to come. We'll be there to help make it as easy and fun and joyful as possible. And it's going to be a great time of finishing off our Sunday service together. And so to all of you, thank you for being here. Thank you so much for joining us on this part of the service, and we'll see you on Zoom in a couple minutes. So as we head into our Zoom call, my friends, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. I'm used to ending the service with a blessing right now. Just come join us on Zoom. Click the link. It's down there. We'll see you on Zoom. Hey, why are you still here? Click the link, go to our Zoom call. It's going to be a great time of being in community together. But while I have you here, if you saw something at the beginning that you're like, damn, that looks really, really good, I want to be a part of that, go click the links below. Let us know that you're interested, and we will make sure that you get connected. If you are loving this work, if you believe in what we are trying to do, if you believe the world needs more hope, joy, peace, and love in it, we'd love for you to support our work. It would mean the world to us if you would donate to us and help us out. There's a link below. It will take you to the donations page. Every bit helps. Every bit matters, and every little bit is appreciated. Thank you so much for supporting our work that way. And make sure you come back and join us next week, 10 o'clock Sunday mornings, right here on YouTube. My friends, thank you for doing this with us. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being you. May grace and peace be with you. Go click on the thing. Join us in Zoom right now. It's not too late. Let's go.